Welcome to this week's episode of Biz Success in 15, where top experts share hot tips and strategies that you can implement in as little as 15 minutes to build your dream business. And now here's your host, the Visibility Wiz, Cindy J.
Hi, I'm Cindy J, the Visibility Wiz, and welcome to this episode of Biz Success in 15, where top experts are going to share hot tips and strategies that you can implement in 15 minutes or less. Today, our guest is Tammy Lane. She is known as the Sweet Spot Strategist and helps entrepreneurs attract clients and sales automatically online so that they can help more people, have more time, and live a life that they're passionate about. Tammy used her Facebook ad strategies to grow her business to the multi-million-dollar level in a matter of months. And now she helps entrepreneurs across the globe scale their businesses quickly by bringing in clients automatically with Facebook ads. Welcome, Tammy. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks so much, Cindy. I'm so happy to be here.
To begin with, I'd love it if you could share either a personal or business challenge that you had to overcome in order to achieve your level of success.
Oh, well, there was many of them. Hard to narrow it down to just one. But I am like many people who get started in business, and I thought when I got started that I'd learn and I'd implement and I would have success pretty early on. And that wasn't really the case. I struggled for more than a year before I ever started making any money in my business, really. And really the biggest challenge there was the mindset that it took to keep going and look at my business in a different way so I could implement a new strategy that would be more successful than I had already done. So I think in business, it's like the biggest growth personally that you can have is by owning a business. So I would say that was the biggest challenge that I really faced early on. And the whole reason why I'm here is because I stuck it out through that hard time where I felt like I needed to go back and get a job.
The good old J-O-B.
J-O-B.
And I know that in a lot of your advertising and stuff, you say that you made over $19,000 of the $128 worth of ads. How long did it take you even to get to that point? How long had you toyed around with Facebook ads before you found that success?
And so that particular success was when I very first started up my second business. So I already had a world of experience, years of experience doing Facebook ads. And so a lot of money and time put into all those. And so it's a bit of a story. So I'll just shortcut that by saying that year that I struggled in business, then I had that perspective change and I got started with my Facebook ads through an email actually that came from Facebook that said, try our brand new Facebook ads for free. So they gave me a credit out for the Facebook ads and got that strategy implemented after a little trial and error. Like it wasn't instantaneous, but pretty quickly we scaled to that 7-figure level and I sold that business couple of years later. And so through a whole history of things that went wrong, I ended up nearly bankrupt in my with a family now. I had 3 kids in the same year. And that's when I knew I just needed to get started in a second business right away. And I got started with that $126 of ads because once you have a system that works with Facebook ads, you can be profitable pretty quickly.
Right. And you recommend Facebook ads over boosting. If I recall correctly, you're not a big fan of boosting your posts. Is that true?
Yeah, so I talk a lot about the 3 mistakes people make when they're not, if they're not making money on their Facebook ads, and boosting posts is definitely one of them. Now, I totally get why everybody starts there. I started out boosting posts. It's so easy, right? It has that little button there that says, boost me, and you think it's so easy, right? But what happens is you end up paying the beginner tax, I call it, if you're going to be boosting posts, because you can't implement the same strategies you can if you just get into Ads Manager. And so Ads Manager is kind of where you can manage your ads a lot better and have a lot more control over them. And what I like to say to people, because I know that the reason people get started boosting posts is because it's easy. But once you dive into Ads Manager, if you just remember in the back of your head that this is just an order form I'm filling out to tell Facebook how I want my ads to run, it makes it feel a whole lot more doable.
I like that. Yeah, it's just an order form. And what are some of the other two mistakes that you see people make with Facebook ads?
So the first would be diving into Facebook ads and throwing up one ad, running some money, maybe even a lot of money into that one single ad, and then coming away and saying, Facebook ads don't work for me. I cannot tell you how many times I hear that. But Facebook ads are a system, just like any other system that you would implement in your business. And even with all my years of experience, going on 9 years now, I would never put up a single Facebook ad for myself or my clients and expect that it's going to be what I call a winning ad. We put up a series of test ads to play out different variables on the ads to find what our winning ad is going to look like. And so I don't want you to play the lottery with your Facebook ads. I want you to invest in a business system for your ads. So a lot of people make that mistake when they get started in their ads. And the second mistake, the last mistake that I want to chat about is that people get started without having the proper strategy lined up. And so what ends up happening, even if their initial ad feels successful, like lots of people are commenting and sharing and clicking and all those things, what happens is they haven't tied in that Facebook ad to their actual strategy in their business, so they don't end up bringing in paying clients. And I don't want you spending any money on Facebook ads if you're not going to bring in paying clients.
Right. I know too, some people will try to use Facebook ads to build their lists and not necessarily to bring in the client, which you can spend a lot of money just to build your list that way.
Yeah, and so I do help clients to build up their list prior to them launching a course or a program or something like that. But the key is to make sure the people who you're building into your list have a potential to buy that thing from
right.
you, rather than random,
random people, right? And also, I know that you say there's 3 things that you have to have in place in order to run a successful Facebook ad. Can you share what those 3 things are?
So you definitely, one of the very important keys to Facebook ads that people maybe don't realize when they get started is targeting. So what I mean by that is having a strategy for how you're going to tell Facebook how to get your ads in front of only your ideal clients. We don't want to pay to put it in front of anyone else. So you have to have a targeting strategy in place. The second thing would be that you need to have that strategy that I was talking about, where you want to make sure that your ad is going to attract paying clients rather than freebie seekers or people who are never going to buy from you, because you can waste a lot of money that way. And the third thing would be your ad creative. And so that's your text that goes in your ad and an ad image. And those are really important for attracting the initial impression of people right from the very moment they see your ads, to get them to stop scrolling in the newsfeed.
And as far as targeting, and that's where the order form comes in. Yeah. So what tips and tricks can you give people about even targeting their ideal clients with their order form?
Yeah, so really, really key, first of all, that you have a brilliant understanding of who your clients are. Now, we do a fair bit of research with our clients up front in order to figure that out. Like, you need to know where they're hanging out on Facebook. And we have a couple of strategies that we use in order to do that. One of them is even, in fact, spying on your competition to see who they're running their ads to. We can kind of dive into Facebook and figure that out. But also your knowledge of who your clients are, and then going, so for example, if my potential clients have liked, let's say MailChimp, because they have an autoresponder set up, I can then go tell Facebook to put my ads in front of people who are interested in MailChimp. Right. And so that's kind of how the targeting, obviously there's a bit more to it than that, but that's the gist of what you want to do. You really want to make sure that you're only going to pay to put your ads in front of a place, in front of your ideal clients.
And is there a good target number whenever you first put in something, and let's even say building your email list, if that's your who you're targeting, people who want to build their email list, you're going to get probably, thousands or millions of people. So how many people should you be targeting your ad to? Does it matter? Do you want more? Do you want less?
Okay, so this is like a fine line, and it depends a little bit on what your business model is and what niche you're in. But in general, you'd want somewhere between 500,000 and 2 million people that you're going to be targeting. And it's a nice balance between being super specific, so you're not paying to put your ads in front of people who aren't your clients, and being broad enough that you're not having to change out your ads all the time. So we don't want to show the same people your ads like 100 times.
Mm-hmm. And with your pictures in the Facebook ads, I understand that you want the picture to get that initial attention from the people. So are there any tips and tricks about the image that you're using in your ad?
Sure. So I'm just going to give a tiny bit of background on the images first. And the reason why they're one of the most important elements of your Facebook ad is, so I just want you to imagine your Facebook newsfeed for a second and how busy that newsfeed is, and how if you look at your newsfeed and step away for a minute or two and come back, your newsfeed is entirely different. Like things are happening really quickly on there, and people are scrolling through the newsfeed, kind of looking to see if any friends are on there or what's going on. So they're not really focused on any one piece in their newsfeed. So the image is what gets them to stop scrolling. So really, really important that the image gets them to stop scrolling, or they're never going to even see anything that you've written in your ad. So we have to get them to stop scrolling. So just really quickly, there's 2 ways that we like to create our ad images. One is to create an image that's very similar to the other images that people might be seeing on Facebook from friends and family. Because remember, your clients are coming to Facebook to connect with friends and family. They're not really looking for advertisements when they come there. And so we need to, if you create something that's similar to a friends and family photo, it's you with your dog or you on the beach or whatever it is, people will lean into that to see if they know you. So that's one really great strategy. And the second strategy is, in fact, the exact opposite of that, is to create something pretty graphical in nature and that stands out from the newsfeed, because your friends and family aren't running those kinds of pictures that can make it pop out on the newsfeed.
Mm-hmm. Now, years ago, I was told you should put a red frame or something around the pictures. Does that help? Does that not help?
It might have been true a few years ago. You're right. Now the best practices, and we do a lot of testing with our ads, so we can tell what works the best. But no frames is what I recommend now.
Okay. Yeah, and that's part of it. Is things change because I think viewers, we get used to stuff and we become blind to it.
Absolutely.
And that's why I love the strategy of utilizing pictures that their family and friends would post, because your mind doesn't automatically say, oh, it's an ad.
Yes, for sure.
Very, very good. Any other tips and tricks that you'd like to share real quick about the Facebook ads?
I guess the biggest thing that I just encourage people is to really consider whether Facebook ads are a strategy that can work for them. In my opinion, they are the best thing since sliced bread for small businesses. They level the playing field for us, small businesses versus all those big corporations. And in fact, Facebook ads are easier for us to run than any of those big corporations. And they are one of in fact, the cheapest advertising method that's out there right now. So if you're not familiar with Facebook ads, I just really encourage you either to come see us or find somebody else who can help you figure out if Facebook ads are right for you, because I'd be ashamed for you to miss out on such a brilliant strategy. Definitely in the next year or so, we might see things shifting. So I'm really encouraging people to get started before then, so they can get in and get it working, and so they can stay working as things change.
Another thing with Facebook ads, I think sometimes they'll place the Facebook ads directly to the product. And I had briefly mentioned list building, but really, isn't that the best way to utilize Facebook ads, is to do something to get them on your list, some sort of a free gift, a free webinar or something that has a tested and tried funnel that will get the clients?
Yeah, so definitely one of our number one strategies is getting a name and email address, like building your list so that you have a way to follow up with them. But if you don't have that set up yet, there are some other ways where we can keep them on Facebook and still allow you to be connecting with them and getting your offers in front of them. And so, yeah, usually not direct to a purchase, except in a few very specific situations.
And so, Tammy, can you share a business strategy that entrepreneurs can implement in as little as 15 minutes? It can either be a one-time or each day that they can utilize to grow their business.
Sure. So obviously, I'm super passionate about Facebook ads. And I guess my biggest tip here is that Facebook ads don't need to take a lot of time. There is some initial time investment. Our course, you can go through the implementation videos in about 15 minutes a day, though. And on an ongoing basis, Facebook ads are about a 15-minute day strategy. Like, it's not something, usually even less than that. I'd say maybe 15 minutes even every 3 days or every week, just to make sure everything's running smoothly. And so I just highly recommend that you take a look at Facebook ads, because they do relieve so much of that time pressure. Instead of blogging, and I don't ever do social media posts, which some people find funny. Like, I don't post on Facebook. I only do Facebook ads. And so I've saved a ton of time by not doing any of those strategies, gotten my sweet spot, and really just focused on a strategy that doesn't take a lot of my time.
Right. So where you could live the life that you want with your family.
Yes.
So, Tammy, I understand that you have a wonderful gift for our community. Can you share what it is?
Oh, I'd love to, Cindy. So I have a special gift just for your viewers. It's not available on our website or anything. And it's my perfect Facebook ad template. And it's the exact template that I use to create every single ad that we run. I have it on my desk, and we use it to write every single ad. And every client writes every single ad using that template. And that template works. And as a bonus, you don't have to stare at a blank page when you go to start writing your Facebook ad. So I'd love to gift that to your people.
And thank you. It sounds wonderful. And I know that I use it myself. So you want to hop on over to bizsuccessin15.com/Tammy and download your Facebook ads template so that you can start really rocking your own Facebook ads. Tammy, do you have any parting words for our audience?
Well, I just wish all your audience the best of success in getting into their sweet spot and with your strategies that take 15 minutes or less. And I just really encourage you to take some action after watching this. And even if it's only to decide whether Facebook ads are right for you or not, like, just take that step, either get it out of your mind, like it's not for me, or get in there and get started so you can start bringing in clients automatically.
I love it. And thank you very much for being our guest today, Tammy. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Cindy. So nice to be here.
And for our listeners, if you enjoyed today's show and really like Tammy's words of wisdom, feel free to share it with your friends. Go ahead and hop on over to Biz Success in 15, where you can revisit Tammy's interview. You can download her fantastic Facebook ads template and listen to other past episodes that you might have missed. So I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week with another episode. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
You've been listening to Biz Success in 15. For all links mentioned in today's show, and to watch or listen to previous episodes, visit bizsuccessin15.com. Thanks so much for listening, and be sure to tune in next week for another amazing guest.